Hi everyone! I'm here to do a change in chat video with one of my Reborn art dolls. This doll is the Abby Sculpt by A.K. Kitagawa. I do not remember her artist off the top of my head, but she is gorgeous. Oh, and she is a cuddle baby, so she is just the vinyl painted head with beautifully rooted hair, and then she just has a cloth body, cloth arms and legs and everything. So today's topic is going to be about my experience with becoming a mother after being a part of the doll collecting community here online, and then after becoming a mother continuing to collect the dolls, and kind of how people have treated me for making that decision to continue collecting dolls even though I am now a mother. Some opinions from outside the community, but also from within the doll community itself. There have been times where I have felt extremely unwelcome in the doll community, made to feel unwelcome by other members of the doll community after becoming a mother. I also wanted to mention before we get started on this topic that I do not treat my dolls like they are real. I don't see dolls and children as being even close to the same thing. I've talked about this many times here on my channel, but I have to reiterate because I have a lot of new subscribers here recently, and I need to make sure that everybody understands children are children. Dolls are dolls. Dolls are not real. They don't have feelings. They're inanimate objects. I do not treat my dolls like they're real. For me personally, they are beautiful pieces of artwork that I love to collect. I love baby fashion, and I've just always loved realistic baby dolls ever since I was a little girl. Those were my favorite toys, and so I have continued to collect them into adulthood. I love to create videos here on YouTube, sharing my doll collection and just being part of the online doll community. It's a wonderful place to be a part of most of the time. I'm going to be changing this doll into a cute little sleeper. Beautiful sleeper. I love this color, love this floral pattern, and a white headband. Y'all know I'm colorblind, so if I don't know what matches with an outfit, I just usually go with a white headband because a white headband matches with almost anything. I also have this video kind of outlined here, and so I will be kind of reading from that. I wanted to make sure that I shared everything that I wanted to share in this video, because this video, I've wanted to make it for a long time. But I've just held off on making it because I know that it may start some controversy. It may make some people even mad, maybe. I don't know. But I think that I finally want to just get this out there, and I just want to be honest about my experience. And this is my experience personally. I'm sure that this is not the case for everybody else who is also a mother to young children in the doll community. So don't just go and assume that every mother who has young children here in the doll community has been treated the same way. I'm just sharing my experience. So as you all know, I started collecting Reborn art dolls, and I started my channel when, let's see, what year was that? 2015. And it has been a wonderful, what is that, 8.5 years now that I've been sharing my dolls here on YouTube, been part of the doll community. During that 8 years, I've obviously grown up. When I started collecting these dolls, I was 17 years old, and now I am 25 and married and have children. So my life is very different now than it was back then when I first started collecting these dolls and sharing them on YouTube. Even my reasons for collecting the dolls are very different than they used to be. They used to be more therapeutic for me. They still are therapeutic now, but a lot less. I don't really rely on them as a therapeutic tool like I used to when I was 17. I was going through a lot at that point. Somebody is texting me every time I start filming a video. Somebody texts me. Anyway, so my point just is that I'm a very different person now than I used to be back then. My collecting style has also changed. I don't handle my dolls as often as I used to. I am more into the baby fashion side of it as well than I used to be. My life has just completely changed. And as a collector, I have changed, and I guess you could say kind of evolved with different seasons of life. When I got married, I used to get a lot of comments from people saying, oh my goodness, like, why is your husband letting you enjoy your dolls? Well, my husband has always been super supportive of my hobby, and he doesn't mind my dolls. As a matter of fact, he usually has an opinion about my dolls. He'll tell me if he likes a certain doll, if he doesn't like a certain doll. My husband has never once wanted me to quit collecting my dolls or anything like that. But then, moving into motherhood. By the way, my children are sitting right here kind of quietly playing and watching a movie. So if you hear a bunch of noise in the background, that's what that is. I meant to film this video while they were taking their naps, and that just did not work out today, but I really wanted to get this video filmed, so continuing on. Then when I got pregnant with our first child, I didn't share my pregnancy on YouTube until I was like almost due with the baby. I first shared the pregnancy announcement on my more private Instagram page, and I had a lot of people following me there from the doll community, but it was more like trusted people that I knew within the doll community, more on a personal level, and could trust and knew that they were good people, you know. But when I made that announcement on Instagram, I had a lot of people unfollow me. People who I thought were really good friends who said that they were unfollowing me because I was having a real baby. And that really stung. Some of them, I know that they were leaving my page and not following me anymore because they were currently struggling with infertility, which is a really rough road to be on. I have been there. My husband and I have been there ourselves. But I want to make something very clear, because this is a common misconception as well. A lot of people think that if you have reborn dolls, that means you can't have children or couldn't have children or something. That has never been true in my case at all. I have never had the dolls because I didn't have children or couldn't have children. That has never been the case for me personally as a doll collector, even though I know it has been the case for many others. So continuing on, I got messages from quite a few of my closest friends in the doll community saying, hey, I can't follow you anymore because you're having a real baby, and they just completely cut contact with me. That really hurt me. I understand why some of them did it, but it still really hurt. It hurt. And then, because of that, that was one of the reasons why I didn't share my pregnancy until much later here on YouTube. Also, YouTube is a much less private place. You can't really make a setting for who sees the videos, right? So I didn't just want the news of my pregnancy to just be all over the world. I don't know, I just didn't quite feel comfortable with it for a while. And then when I announced that I was pregnant, oh my goodness, the amount of nasty comments I received was just sickening. I couldn't even believe the amount of nasty comments that I received. And a lot of them from people within the doll community. Not all of them. Some of them from longtime subscribers. So most people have a setting to where I can see how long they've been subscribed to my channel next to their name. some of these people had been subscribed to me for years that left these nasty comments saying that I wouldn't be a good mother, that I would just throw my baby in the trash. Some nasty person even said my baby would be lucky to make it through their first year of life. Yes? What do you want? You need something? Huh? No, you don't need anything? You just seeing what I'm doing? Yes. Sorry about that interruption. But there were a lot of people even saying, oh, you shouldn't collect dolls anymore because you're going to be a real mother now. Which, to reiterate, my dolls have never been to fill this need of motherhood. I mean, I guess kind of in a way when I was a teenager, but not really. Like, dolls are dolls, kids are kids. They've always been completely different to me. I also got bombarded with comments, people demanding that I give them my dolls for free because you're having a real baby. You don't have time to collect dolls anymore, so give me your dolls. It's like, what is this? This is crazy. I did not anticipate such a crazy amount of nasty comments from my longtime subscribers, other people within the doll community, and then people demanding that I give them my dolls. That was crazy. It was crazy. I could not believe it. The nasty comments also made me not want to share anything about my baby online. I am a huge advocate for children's privacy online. I do share my children occasionally here and there, but I'm extremely selective about what I share about them, any information I share about them, and I'm very careful with what I show of them online because I just want to protect my children. I want to protect their privacy. That's something that is extremely, extremely important to me. So when my son was born, I had a lot of people requesting videos of him as well that felt, it's really strange. It's almost like we live in a culture where if you have an online presence, people feel almost entitled to know all of your personal life. And I think that a lot of like family vloggers have kind of created that in a way because they share so much of their lives and their children's lives. But obviously just nobody's entitled to know about my child or all about my personal life. I can share as little as I want. Like, I don't have to share anything about my personal life. But I think I shared my son maybe a couple times here on YouTube, and I was very careful about the way that I shared him. But where I was going with that was that all of those people commenting terrible, nasty things to me made me even less likely to share anything about my children on social media because I just want to protect my babies. I felt it was terrible reading the things that people would comment. Then after my son was born, I went through a time because of all the nastiness and just kind of feeling almost not quite shunned, but I would say shunned by some people in the doll community, which really did hurt me. I thought about not collecting dolls anymore. I thought about completely quitting collecting dolls and maybe having one doll that I would just enjoy to myself and kind of with my really close dolly friends. I have some really close dolly friends that I talk to every single day, and we talk about our dolls, and we talk about our real kids, we talk about our real lives, we talk about our real jobs, we talk about everything with each other, and it's just so much fun to have close friends like that that also share the same hobby. But I, at one point, had to sell all of my dolls. We went through some rough financial times, and I also, like I said, was considering leaving the doll community altogether at one point. Then I decided to just buy one special doll for myself. I found one in the sculpt that I wanted. I was really excited. The pictures looked amazing of the doll. And then the doll got to me, and it was a mess. It was a very rare ball jointed Reborn doll kit, and it was just a mess. I mean, where do I even start? There was very bad balding on the back of the doll's head. The doll had rooted hair, but the artist had not properly glued in the hair. So the back of the head had no hair. This doll had been advertised to be new. It only had one owner, and it was for a very short amount of time. It was the artist's fault, but the seller's fault for not being honest about the condition of the doll. And the doll's leg was not attached properly with the special ball jointed system. It was like coming off. It was kind of like hanging out of the socket. It was really weird. The doll had no varnish whatsoever. Very little color. It really needed some more color. The doll was just a mess. And I had paid top dollar for a mint condition doll. So I tried to talk to the seller. I tried to be very nice, and she was like, oh, well, I already spent all the money. And I was like, well, you can just, do small payments back to me. I was trying to be super understanding. She said that she was new to doll collecting. She didn't really know very much about the dolls, and so she didn't really know that the doll's condition was bad, which I don't quite believe, but I was trying to be kind and understanding. And then suddenly, in the middle of our what I thought was nice conversation, trying to sort out the situation, she blocked me. I immediately filed a claim with PayPal. PayPal ended up siding with me, and then, long story short, I guess what I'm getting at is she blocked me on her Instagram, and then I had people sending me screenshots because she started talking about me on her Instagram page. And then people who I thought were my friends in the doll community, who I had known for a long time in the doll community, years, no really super close friends, but just, people who I thought were friends and good acquaintances at least, were commenting on her posts about me, saying, what is she doing buying dolls anyway? She's a real mom. She needs to worry about her kid. Why is she still collecting dolls? She shouldn't even be here. And that made my heart sink. I couldn't believe that people in the doll community had used me being scammed by this lady to talk badly about me. I was absolutely shocked, and that made me feel even more kind of pushed away from the doll community. It was obvious that a lot of those people had they weren't even really siding with her. They were just, like I said, looking for an opportunity to speak badly about me, that they felt that I shouldn't be part of the doll community anymore because I have had a real child. Here's the thing about the doll collecting and also having children for me. I do not treat my dolls like they're real. Never have, never will. If you see me role-playing in a video or talking about the baby's personality or whatever, it's all just role-play. It's just for fun. It's just pretend on camera. All of my role-play videos where I'm doing morning routine, night routine, things like that, it's all fake. It's scripted, it's planned out, it's filmed purposefully to make a video. This sleeper's gonna be a little big on her, but that'll be okay. I don't treat these dolls like they are real in any way, shape, or form. Most of my dolls will sit in the same outfit for months. And I just want to make sure that that is clear. My family and my children come first before my hobby. This is a hobby. I don't understand why everyone says mothers should have a hobby, don't lose yourself in motherhood, blah, 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 blah. I could go on and on. But then in the next breath say, oh no, you can't do that. No, not that thing that you used to do that used to be fine. Even people in the dog community, you know. Let me tell you all a little bit about me. I don't do makeup. I don't collect expensive designer bags. I don't collect shoes. I don't go get my nails done every week. I actually, literally, I've only ever gotten my nails done professionally one time. One time, and that was for a big, like, banquet dinner that I was helping put on. Okay, so this is my hobby. I enjoy baby fashion. I enjoy dog collecting. I enjoy the realism of this beautiful art form, and there is nothing wrong with that. I just think that it's such a shame that also these people in the dog community that have said terrible things about me, a lot of them would say, oh, don't judge me for collecting my dolls. Don't, for whatever reason they collect their dolls for. But then they would turn around and tell me, because I'm a mother, I should not be part of this community anymore. One thing that has changed a lot since I became a mother is that I don't create a lot of the same content that I used to with my dolls. I don't create as much content as I used to with my dolls. My content style has really changed here on YouTube. There's not really much I can do about that. I mean, you know, motherhood. Motherhood has changed me. It shaped me into an entirely different person than I used to be when I started my channel here. I also don't have as much time to devote to this. Like I said, my family comes first, always. And I just, my content has changed. I can't do as in-depth roleplay videos as I used to, or at least not as often. I do a lot more chat videos now, and when I do my outing videos, it's usually late night shopping videos. So my kids are in bed, someone is sitting at home with them, an adult is sitting at home with them, and I've gone out to the store to do grocery shopping, and while I'm there, I've taken a doll and I'm filming. You know, I squeeze in videos where I can now, whereas I used to just film a video whenever I wanted to film a video when I was on my own, before I was married and had kids. I sadly have even had a friend tell me recently that she doesn't like my content anymore, or at least not as much. She doesn't watch my content as much anymore because she feels like I don't have this bond with my dolls that I used to have. Yes, 1000%. I can understand that, because as a mother, I will never see my dolls the same way ever again. I will never, I don't bond, in quotes, bond with the doll like I used to. I don't have as much time or mental energy to give to my hobby. So yes, my, I guess in quotes, relationship with my dolls and my hobby has changed since I became a mother. And that's just something that I cannot help. Different season of life, I've grown as a person, changed as a person, and in a lot of ways I feel like a completely different person. One thing that I've thought about on this channel is never mentioning my children. Never mentioning that I'm a mother. But I have found that that is impossible for me, because my family is my life. They are the most important things to me. Obviously, people, the most important people in my life. So, you know, you will hear me mention them occasionally, and I cannot help that. A lot of people, as soon as they hear that I'm a real mother, they automatically jump straight to the assumption, oh, you're putting your dolls before your kids because you're doing videos with your dolls. when they have no idea that this is just my hobby. I don't like it when people jump to conclusions and make assumptions, but I guess it is just what people do. People are prone to doing that, aren't they? And unfortunately, because of all of the nastiness that I have received about being a mother to young children, I have considered quitting YouTube before. I really have. My really close dolly friends could tell you that I have seriously considered quitting YouTube. Because sometimes it's just really hard. It's just really hard to see all those comments and know that to a large portion of the doll community, you are not welcome. So anyway, I guess I'm just telling this story because I want to let other mothers who still collect dolls know that you're not alone. You are still welcome here in this community. And I still say you're welcome here in this community anyway. Keep on collecting your dolls. Keep on enjoying your dolls. As long as you've got your priorities straight, your family comes first, then there is nothing wrong with continuing to collect dolls while also having a family. I am super excited because my husband and I are actually expecting our third child now. When I have a baby, a real baby, I find that I do not have the time for my hobby barely at all for the first at least 4 months, but more like 6 months of that baby's life as we really get into a new routine, a new flow of things in the home, and just figuring out life with a new baby. But I think that I will always come back to the doll hobby because I just really love dolls and I love the art form. I love baby fashion. Real babies grow up. They outgrow their clothes. They change. They don't want to snuggle forever. And dolls and children are just two completely different things. Can't even really be truly compared properly. Anyway, this is a really long video, but I hope you all enjoyed it, and give me your thoughts in the comments below. Keep it respectful though, because I know some of you people that think I shouldn't be collecting dolls are still watching, right? I have to go. My son is like, Mom! He's yelling applesauce at me, so I guess I better go get him some applesauce.